to Leave a Legacy live stream. Another Wednesday, another leader, another transformational story. And it's just amazing that today I get to share with one of my dear friends from my MBA journey at the School of Inspired Leadership in Soil, an inspiring leader, inspirational leader. But thank you so much, Legacy X family and tribe, for putting up your hand and saying that you want to be a leader. You want to be a leader first for yourself, because the toughest person to lead is yourself, right? So through this journey, we've been learning about putting your dream to the test, becoming a person of influence, and we are learning and growing together. So today, I'm so happy to introduce my friend, Seetesh Chanchal. He's the founder and a maths faculty at Lakshya Centre for Learning in Bhagalpur, Bihar. And he's got a background in mechanical engineering and MBA in business leadership. And I know Seetesh because I've seen him not only be an inspirational leader in the college that we were studying, but also in the community. So Seetesh has left a thriving corporate career to dedicate his life to educating students in rural Bihar. So over the past 14 years, Lakshya has empowered more than 3,000 students with free quality education, truly transforming lives and communities. He's a recipient of the Karam Veer Chakra and the 2019 Distinguished Alumni Award from SORI Gurgaon. And today we're going to be learning about how can individuals effect meaningful societal change through education, right? So we are going to go into a journey about the inspiration and values behind Lakshya. Seetesh is going to be sharing the early obstacles and how we overcame them. He's going to share the systems and mindset shifts that you require to drive real results, and stories of students rising above limitations, and what has 14 years of hands-on education taught him. So whether you're an educator, leader, student, or change maker, this session will leave you asking, what legacy am I building? So Legacy X family, let's give a big round of virtual applause for Seetesh. Hey buddy, hey brother, glad you could join us today.
Hi, Joey. First of all, I would like to thank you to make me part of Legacy X. And it has been a wonderful journey since the past 14 years. Lot many challenges, lot many achievements. And you know all about this. That when we were studying during our MBA program, then I used to share with you that one day I will start a learning center of my own. And see, today I am sitting just in front of you, sharing my story with you. So it's a great honor to be with your team Legacies. Thank you, Joe.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so many of us have a dream, but we don't accomplish it in our lifetime. And the people who do it are just one person. So I'm so glad, Seetesh, you're that one person, because it's not about all the worldly materials, but it's about the impact and legacy you're leaving, Seetesh. So that's just amazing. So if I could ask you right from the beginning, right, what inspired you to leave a corporate career, a thriving career, and start Lakshya in rural Bihar?
Uh, if I sum up the entire journey, that when I was in the school days, so during my school days, I was very passionate about solving maths problem. And during the MBA course also, you would have just seen me going very passionate about solving the problems related to maths. So I felt that during the school days, I was very passionate about solving maths. And I went to my engineering college where I started teaching as a just as a side hobby. I used to teach my batchmates and used to make them clear their engineering papers. So somehow a combination of both my childhood passion for maths and my teaching ability of teaching my own classmates during my engineering exams. I think these two events pumped in energy within me that I can also become a good teacher. So during my MBA program, I got the opportunity to work with an NGO named as Aadhaar. So there I was given the responsibility of designing the curriculum for students studying maths for class 1 to 10. So during that time, I think that this dream of mine went to the next level. And from there on, I got a confidence that, okay, now I'm ready to start my own learning center. So why not to go to my own hometown and start? So I think it all began from the experience which I gained in Aadharsh during my
Absolutely. And I've seen you in action, even for myself, teaching me concepts during the soil days as well. So you are a natural educator, right? Some people are born to teach. You are similar uh, because you understand where a student is lacking in concepts, and you know what to give, what information should I share so that they actually just need to understand the concept. And that's really hard because communication, as a teacher, as an educator, communications is the key. So some people would become just normal teachers, or some people will become very well educators. So that's a difference between a teacher and an educator. And I feel, Seetesh, you are a purposeful educator. So thanks for sharing. So also, as we go through that early life, how did your early life and education and background influence your decision of starting Lakshya?
uh, I think that during my school days, from my school days only, I used to teach my own classmates about the concepts of maths. And as I said earlier, that when I went to the engineering, then I found that many of my classmates were not able to clear their papers. You know how engineering is in India. So we feel it a bit tough, but if the things are being taught in a very organized way, then I think that even the toughest subjects can be cleared. So during my engineering days, I used to teach a lot of my batchmates, and I used to make them clear their engineering papers. So during my engineering days, my friends used to tell me that why don't you pursue a career in teaching rather than going to a rather than going to some corporate office and doing some job because you are very good at it. So I think that my experience during my school days and my uh, what to say the feedback which I got from my friends, I think these both events were the what we call that as the energy energy elements
Yeah.
which
And
helped me to decide that okay, this can be also a career option which I can see in the future.
absolutely. And that's where I guess going back to your, the purpose, the passion, and you talk about ikigai. What is ikigai? Ikigai is, what are you good at? What problem are you solving? And does the world need this, solution? And then do you get paid for it? Would the world pay you enough for it? So that's where the
Yeah,
ikigai concept, the Japanese concept, is coming, and that's what it's coming with you, because it's all about impact. So that's good. That sets a good start to our live stream about vision and being an inspiration. So now let's go into challenges and the resilience, right? So what were some of the biggest challenges, Satish, you faced in the initial years of setting up Lakshya? Because normally it's the first few years of setting up a business, especially in rural India. If you could share what were some of your challenges.
I think the biggest challenge was to arrange funds for starting Lux because uh, after completing my MBA, I just had worked with NDDB for 6 months. So I was not having enough capital to start Lux. So I think the first hurdle which we had, or you can say the first challenge which we had, was arranging funds. Because if you want to start an institute, so you need some funds. Okay. So we overcame that challenge. We overcame that challenge by I contacted all my friends in engineering college. I contacted all my colleagues from the previous organization. I also contacted all my colleagues, batchmates from MBA. And I told them that, look, I am going to start a learning center. And so I would require some capital. So each of them gave contribution from their end to whatever extent they could. And we raised a capital of around 5 lakhs to start Lakshya. And then I took that money and then I went to Bihar and then we started our first center. So this was the first challenge and the biggest challenge because every organization needs some initial capital to start its operations. So after we started Lakshya, the second biggest challenge was that how can we bring in the students at least because no one was knowing us. So we started doing campaigns. We met a lot of local guardians, we met a lot of students, and we told them about the purpose of starting Lakshya in rural Bihar. And I told them about my story that how I did my engineering, then I did my MBA and I left my job and I've come here to teach the students of rural Bihar. So few of the guardians and the students got inspired from the story which I shared, and they believed somewhat in the concept of Lakshya and they joined. So initially the number of students were less, but slowly and slowly by word of mouth, the students of Lakshya started increasing. Okay, so first challenge was to arrange capital. Second challenge was to arrange students. And the third and the biggest challenge was to arrange the operational expenses. Because when the center starts running, you have lot many expenses because you have to pay stationary charges, you have to pay rent, you have to pay the faculties. So for that, I started one more क्या कहते हैं ये fundraising at Facebook. I did a fundraising campaign at Facebook where I contacted each of my friends at Facebook and I requested them to contact their friend circle. And we, I think during the Facebook campaign of raising fund, we raised somewhat around 10 lakhs. And that 10 lakhs helped us a lot to meet our operational expenses. Also to meet our operational expenses, I joined lot many other institutes in the local Bhagalpur, where I used to take paid classes. And that money and the money which we raised at Facebook helped us to meet the operational expenses, the initial operational expenses. And then slowly and slowly when the institute picked up, so I think the functioning of Lakshya was then very smooth.
Wow. Yeah, that's a very inspirational story, Seetesh, because normally people would have just given up. Let's say if the first, if they couldn't raise the capital, or they couldn't get the students, or third, they couldn't meet operation. But not only have you withstanded that, and you said that, what can I do? Yes, I'm getting funds, I'm getting support from my community, but I still want to support. And you went and got the paid classes as well. So that shows your leadership, your sacrifice, and also your passion shown here, right? So that's just truly, truly inspirational, Satish, for all of us, right? Because as you're, because sometimes it's not easy for people to just, give up everything and go. But wherever they are, so you need everyone. You need people who are working in corporate. Why? Because they will support leaders like you. If
Yeah,
everybody
definitely.
goes out into the field, who will support each other, right? So everybody, I feel God's given a place for everyone, and through this, we feel like we're doing a big service by supporting Satish. So I think that's
Yeah.
what the opportunity is. So thanks, Satish, for sharing. And how did you overcome community hesitation, right? So because there will be, like you said, hesitation from people to join, all those lack of resources, like you said, sometimes finding the right faculty or finding the right funds or even systemic hurdles, right? Because it's not systemized, especially something like this, you're giving free education, right? So how did you overcome those community hesitations?
I think if I share my story from starting from the first year, the first batch which we started at Lux has only two students. So if you are running an institute and if you are getting only two students in the first batch, so that totally hurts your morale. That how are we going to meet the expenses? Because if you are running an institute, so you need students. We started with just two students, and we decided that no matter whatever be the hurdles, we are going to just focus on these two students, and we'll design the curriculum accordingly so that they succeed in their career. So we focused on the two students, and we helped them in achieving distinction scores in their board exams. We also helped them in cracking their engineering entrance exams. And through word of mouth, from two students it became four students, from four it became eight, and slowly, I think the most biggest thing which helped us was word of mouth. And in the education sector, the word of mouth plays a very important. No matter how much qualified you are and what all facilities you give to the students, if the students are not able to catch or is not able to be the same frequency in which frequency you are teaching, so it is very difficult for you to uh, bring students in any of the institutes.
Mm,
So I think our focus on those two students initially,
yeah,
in spite of
absolutely.
the fact that we were not having enough funds and we were not having enough students, but our desire to bring in success in the life of those two students, helped us a lot. And
Mm,
as mentioned, through word of mouth, we gained many students.
yeah. And that is I would say the positive community, right?
Yeah,
Because here is there's a good cause, and people are wanting it to succeed, right? And that's a beautiful. I would say even the why India is great, because there are good-hearted people and to support each other. So I think that's a good story of that transformation, right? Then from nowhere, how Sitesh has grown Lakshya. I think that's just amazing. So thanks for sharing, Sitesh. So let's now get into the educational model, right? So what makes the Lakshya model unique?
see, at first, whenever a students come to take admission in our institute, we generally do a counseling process, okay, in which a student is being interviewed and we conduct a small written test. On the basis of that, we divide student into three categories. Okay, category A students, category B students, and category C students. This concept you will find in many of the institutes, but we have something else to offer. See, you can't keep a category B students into category A students because their frequency do not match. So they will find it difficult to learn the concepts. So what are category A, B, and C? Category A students are those students who are very hardworking and who have a very good conceptual clarity about the subjects. Category B students are those students who are hardworking, but they somewhat lack in their conceptual clarity. And category C students are those students who are not at all aware about what kind of career stream they should choose so that they can make something out of their life. So whenever a student comes to our institute, we first take their interview and we take a small written test. On the basis of that, we divide them into category, category, B categories. First is clear. Then what we do is we have designed specific curriculum for all these three categories. Category A, category B, category C. Category A students are then taught and prepared for some tough exams of India, like JEE Mains, NDA, and other engineering entrance exams. Because we know that they are hardworking, they have a good conceptual clarity, so they can clear these tough exams. Category B students are made to prepare for Group B type exams like Group X, Group Y, which is defense related jobs, and they are made to prepare to get into some public sector jobs. And Group C students are mentored for a duration of 2 years, and we try to gauge that what all are the areas wherein they can fit themselves. So we then suggest them that they can do some small skill level courses like mobile repairing, or they can do some courses in ITI, or they can do some courses in Polytechnic, and they can then search jobs accordingly. So dividing the students into group A, B, and C help us to have a focused attention across all the groups. See, generally what happens in other institute is that when they also divide students into group A, B, and C. Okay, you have studied in India, so you know it.
Yeah.
Huh? But you will find that only group A students are paid attention because the institute knows that they are the only students who are going to give results. So group A students are given more attention and group B and group C students are ignored.
Hmm.
But at our institute, we don't do like that. We give proper and balanced attention to all the three groups.
Yeah.
And they are made to prepare accordingly so that they can do well in their exams or
Hmm.
career.
Yeah. That's so amazing because you're treating everyone uniquely because every child, every student is unique. They've got their own strengths, and you're realizing their strength and focusing on their strength and taking time to learn their strength so that you can give the right career advice. I think that's amazing because the problem right now I'm facing working a lot with corporate professionals now. They're like, Jubi, I was pushed to get into engineering. I was pushed to become a doctor, but I have no zero soul, zero purpose in doing what I'm doing. And now I'm spending time to understand their passion, their purpose, and trying to align with where to go. So I'm like, if they had someone like you, Satish, early on, they wouldn't have had this issue. So it's just amazing what you're doing, Satish, because I really, you know, feel that everyone should be given an opportunity and should be given to their strength and focusing on their strength. So, and thanks for sharing that, right? Because it's very, very important to understand what the Lakshya model is. So how do you integrate mentorship, values, and career guidance into your teaching? Because it's really hard, right? Because yes, you're here about, okay, I need to teach maths or I need to get them to this course or NDA, but it's all about mentorship. It's all about values. It's all about leadership. It's all about career guidance. So how do you integrate all this into your model?
I think it all depends on the time which you spend with the students. Because unless and until you know your students, now you can't do
Absolutely.
justice to them. So
Mhm.
I think I spend a lot of time with my students.
Yeah.
I arrange many activities like we go to some trekking activities or we have some get-togethers during the weekends and during the classroom we talk a lot. So during that process of knowing each other, I think that helps me to pick the right path of how we can mentor them or what are the career suggestions which we can, what are the strength of these students. So I think the integration process, as you said, na, how we mentor and how we go about the process, it
Yeah.
all depends on how much time you give to the students and how much you interact with them. Because
Mm.
unless and until you give time or interact with the students, you would never know the difficulties which they face.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think any of the program, if you are in your teaching line and if you want to make your students achieve success, I think the best formula for it is spend time with your students.
Mhm.
You don't leave it to you just don't leave it for what we say uh,
Sure.
granted. Don't take it granted because he has come to your institute with a hope that Sir is going to guide us and help us achieve success in our career. So if someone is coming to you with a hope, then I think that hope can be changed into some good results only when you spend time with your kids. See, it's all about how you spend time with your own kids at your house.
Yeah.
The more you know them, the more you guide them. So, sir, the same process is followed at Lakshya.
Absolutely. And the problem is in our old traditional system, the education system has a mold and they are trying to fit us into that mold. But we are not, we might be like this, they are, and we are trying to hit and break, and then it just system breaks those children. But here I feel you're trying to mold into the child. So
Yes.
you're creating a model for the child and for each child, which is very unique. So that will enable them then to, grow because you're deepening your relationship with them or her, right? So I think that's important. So I think it's a good parenting skill as well. Satish, you said spend time with your child.
And
So
I think parenting is the best mentoring which you can give to a student.
yeah.
If the students feels that the my own teacher is like my parent, so he starts sharing things with you. That
Mm.
okay, sir, these are the problems which I face at home. My dad tells me this, my mom tells me this, my dad tells me to that I should do polytechnic, and I am good at maths, I am good at history, and he's telling me to do polytechnic, he is telling me to go into engineering. Then we talk to their parents that look, your child is very good in history. So why are you forcing him to do engineering? There are many career opportunities if your child studies history also. So if you don't talk to the students, they will never tell you about their problems because problem is just not about conceptual clarity. It's about what they are facing at their home, what they are facing in the society.
Yeah.
Okay, what people around him is telling him to do.
Mm.
See, if
Mm.
you take our example, see, if you take my example, when I was studying in class 12, I told my dad that I want to study maths or economics, okay, for my graduation.
Yeah.
And my dad told that maths and economics do not have any career opportunity because you will not earn any penny if you do something in maths or in economics. So it's better you go for courses which will give you a decent future. So he told me that you do engineering. So during that time, we were forced to do engineering in spite of the fact that my passion was to study maths or economics. So
Yeah.
the same thing happens even today. A student is very good in history, and he is told that you study science. So how can how can that student excel his career in maths if he is more interested in history or social science or political science?
Yeah.
So I think their mentoring is just like acting guardian to your student
Mm.
and becoming a type of what we say a guidance to their guardian and telling them about what their kids are good at.
Yeah. So here,
What we say.
Sitesh, you're not only mentoring the students, you're mentoring the parents as well.
Yeah, it's
So,
yes.
and we wish we had such career guidance centers
Yeah, I also wish.
when we are growing up. But see, the reason why you've plugged the gap, there was a need in the market, and you've plugged that gap. So exactly, if you had received, you wouldn't have been here doing Laksh. You had to go through your entire experience so that you can become a savior to the thousands of students. So there's a learning in everything, my friend. So there's a reason why we have gone through that. So that's good. So can you share more about your Earn Through Learn initiative and its impact also?
See, Earn Through Learn program is that we give scholarship to the students, and also we have tie up with the uh, people working in the government sector. So whenever any government launches some internship program for the students, so what we do is that we link the student with that official, that government official, and that creates a earn through learn program. Means the student is studying at our center, and at the same time he is earning through the internship, through the link which we have created. So
Hmm.
first is the earn through learn program is the source of income through internships. Second is we provide scholarship to the students because we get funds from many of our colleagues and friends which studied with me during my engineering and MBA. So they know about Lakshya and they give some donations from time to time. So those donations are provided to the meritorious candidate in way of suppose if any student is very good in solving JEE exams, JEE mains questions, but he is lacking funds because only maths will not help him to clear JEE mains. He needs physics also, he needs chemistry also. And at our institute, we only teach maths. So we have done tie-up with the other institutes who teach physics and chemistry, and we urge them to provide the students with some subsidized fees, and that fees is paid by Lakshya from the donations which we get from them. So in thus this activity of Lakshya is also a type of earn through learn program because a student is not paying us anything, but he is earning it. How he is earning it? Because of his performance. His performance is compelling us to provide him scholarship, and that scholarship becomes his earning. So, Earn through Learn program works in two ways. First, by linking the students with the government officials who provide internships, and second is the scholarship which Lux provides to the students to prepare for their competitive exams.
Yeah. And that's an amazing initiative. And also, I know you've started the Sharon D'Souza scholarship as well. Oh, did you call that as well? The Sharon who used to study with us.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why.
correct. Yeah, Sharon scholarship program was started, I think, somewhat 7 to 8 years back. And in that program, we used to give scholars 50% scholarship to all the girl students taking admission in our institute. So see how these scholarship programs works at Lux. First, suppose whenever a student comes to Lux, he has to give a written exam. Okay, that written exam consists of 50 questions. So suppose if your score in the written exam is 40 upon 50, that means he has scored 80% marks. So his 80% fees is waived off. So if suppose for a particular course the fees is 5,000, so his 4,000 fees is waived off. And after that waiving off, so in the Sharon program, what we did that after getting a scholarship of 80%, whatever was the remaining fees, in that also we gave an additional.
Yeah. So it worked on all ends for that student. Yeah, no, that's amazing. So now let's go through the legacy and impact because this is a Leave a Legacy live stream, Seetesh. So over the last 14 years, right? What are some of the key achievements or milestones you're proud of?
See, first of all, is that in the past 14 years, we have touched upon near about 3,000 plus students. So I think this is the greatest achievement which we have because it's very hard to really touch the lives of so many students. And 3,000 is a very good figure. If if you are looking at giving personal attention, one-on-one attention. See, if there is no one-on-one attention, then you can touch many students. You can touch upon 10,000, 15,000. But the most important thing is creating an impact. The numbers don't matter. What matters is that what impact you are creating in them. So if even 10 students are coming to your institutes and you are able to have an impact on all of those students, then it means that you have 100%. So in the past 14 years, I think I have touched upon the lives of a minimum of 3,000 students, out of which I think 200 plus students cleared their JEE mains exams, NDA exams, and engineering entrance exam. Out of them, 700 plus students got distinction in their class 12 board exams. And then we have around 1,000 plus students who have been linked through this Earn Through Learn program. So I think these are the main achievements which we see in our 14 years of journey.
Man, I'm sitting here and I'm being very, emotional, right? When you share these numbers,
because I still look back 2010, you're sitting there, we together at the class, and you were sharing, Joby, I want to start something like this. I want to start an institute and I'm going to call it Lakshya. And I remember you writing the name Lakshya. And I even asking why Lakshya? And you were sharing from your story that, that's your dream, that's your passion. And now seeing that fast forward 14, 15 years, just seeing the numbers, and I'm like, even though 3,000, imagine now they're having their families. It's that ripple effect of how much people you're impacting more people than just that 3,000. And I feel you're just getting started. So I can see the having more centers around India and maybe even international. You never know. So, we might have a Melbourne chapter here. So, and we love to hear stories, Seetesh. So could you share a couple of stories about Lakshya students who've gone on to do remarkable things?
See, in the year, I think 2019, we had a Group C student. I, I, uh, I just told you that Group C students are those students who don't have any clarity about what they want to do in their life. So there was a student named as Kamar Ahmad. He was a Group C student and he was very horrible at maths. He used to fear a lot from maths.
Yeah.
And his guardian told him to keep science, okay, in class 12. So if you are keeping science, then you have to study physics, chemistry. And he was very poor at maths. So during my conversation with Kamar Ahmad, I taught him for near about 2 years. I realized that he is very poor at maths, but he is very good at history. So that student was very good at history. So I told him, okay, we will make you prepare for your class 12 board exams and we will help you clear maths. But please don't keep maths as your future career option. You are very good at history. I will talk to your father. Okay. And you may pursue your career in history. So after he passed his 12th exam, I called his father. He came to our institute and we told him that Kamar Ahmad is very good at history. So he should either do his honors in history. So you know Jamia Millia Islamia in India. Jamia Millia Islamia in India is the best institute for history honors. I told Kamar Ahmad to fill the form of Jamia Millia Islamia. And I told him that you will do very well in the exam. And you won't believe he scored all India rank 1 in that exam. And look, if he would have gone with maths as his maths, which was forced to him by his guardian, what would have happened to his career? And now look, he completed his honors from Jamia Millia Islamia, and now he is doing his post graduation. Okay, and he is also preparing for UPSC exams. So Kamar Ahmad is a story, and think the biggest achievement, because bringing rank 1, all India rank 1, is not a easy deal in India.
Yeah. And
the
that's
second story is from year 2018. A girl from a very poor family. Her name is Pooja Singh. So she came and told that I want to prepare for engineering entrance exam. So in India, we have engineering entrance exams like JEE Mains, and we have state engineering exams like you are from Kerala, so you have Kerala entrance exam. So in Bihar also there is Bihar engineering entrance exam. So I told her that you prepare for Bihar engineering entrance exam and you may get a good rank. So she gave her Bihar engineering entrance exam and she got a seat in one of the government colleges in Bihar. But her parents were very reluctant. No, how can a girl go to a college and study engineering? It's very tough. How will she manage a job? But we somehow convinced her parents and she completed her engineering from computer science. And you won't believe, just after completing her engineering, she got an offer from Tata Consultancy Services, okay, with a package of 3.5 lakhs. And currently she is working with Accenture and she has a package of 14 lakhs. And now when I call her parents and I tell them that you told that how can a girl make a career with engineering? And now She is the only person in the entire family who is supporting her entire family because of her package. So they are very proud of her. So these are few examples now which really inspires you that how we guided a student and we just what we say that we just help them in achieving a level which was aligned with their own interest and goals.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, absolutely, and like I said, it's making me quite emotional just seeing that, and that you played a huge role in that career path of that girl, right? Or of those two examples. Imagine if Seetesh wasn't there, their career path would have been here, or they would have, just stagnated. But because of Seetesh coming or Lakshya coming in their life, they got the Lakshya and they got that goal that they want to. And you've changed their entire family tree because of that impact. So that's just amazing, Seetesh. So now let's get into more reflection and advice. So what keeps you going through during tough times, Seetesh? What would be your advice be, especially for a lot of, it could be entrepreneurs, I would guess social enterprises like this. What would be your advice be to them, and what keeps you going during tough times?
I think first thing is that a person should never give up. See,
Hmm.
there will be many challenges, like what I said that when we were during our first year, we had challenges in arranging funds. Then we have challenges in arranging operational expenses. Then I think that person should also always look at the solutions that how can we overcome those challenges in spite of getting what we say demotivated from it. That how can we overcome such challenges? See, challenges are everywhere. Challenges is in every person life. A person, if you talk about what we say, Ambani and Adani in India, they are the richest person, but they also have challenges. What are their challenges? Both wants to become the richest person of India. So is that not a challenge? So every person has challenge in their life. So in spite of thinking about it and not doing anything is not going to solve your problem. I think you should find ways to overcome those challenges. Like how I found my way. I was not having enough capital, so I joined other institutes. Okay, I took paid classes, and I used that money to run Lakshya. So in the same way, there will be many more challenges coming into your way. And you have to always keep on finding how can you find the solution to overcome that challenge. I think that is the most important thing which will help you in running a good, what we say, company or NGO or any organization.
Yeah, and that is I would say high performing leadership, right? In midst of any you could say opportunity, failures, you're always looking for that learning, and you're looking for that learning experiences. So that's amazing, Seetesh, for sharing that. And so last question to the educators, to the leaders, to our team members here, what would be your advice be to them? And so because it's all about leaving a legacy, if they have something that they want to start like this, and they want to, especially through education, through impact, what piece of advice would you have for them, Satish?
I think the biggest piece of advice which I would give to the educators is that always think about the student who is coming to you to get some knowledge. Because education is not about making money. It's all about being friend with your students. It's all about studying, understanding their problem. It's all about understanding the areas where they can excel.
Mm.
See, most of the coaching institutes in India, they only think about making money. But if suppose you are running a company and you are making a product, and a customer is coming to buy your product, so it is your responsibility to provide them with a product which satisfies them. Because
Yeah.
once your product satisfies them, then it is just the word of mouth, na, which will
Mm.
make your company. You don't need any marketing. So in the education sector, I think the most important thing which the educators lack is they don't have empathy with the students.
Yeah.
I think creating empathy with the students, understanding their strengths, and guiding them through a proper designed curriculum is what I would suggest the educators to do. So initially,
Mm.
please don't run behind the money. Money will come somehow come to you through donations. There are many people in India and abroad, in the whole country. If they are aligned with your vision and if they are aligned with your thought process, they will help you certainly. Like people help me at Lakshya. Okay. So education is all about education in the service sector. And service means that you have to selflessly believe in the person who have come to you for the service. You have to understand his needs, you have to understand his problems, and you have to create a solution which satisfied him to the utmost level. So I think
Yeah.
this is the main what we say
Advice.
message or advice which I would like to give to all the
Yeah.
teachers.
No, that's so true and well said, Satish, because that is the need of the hour, right? More empathy. If we have more empathy in classrooms, I think world will be a better place. So, Satish, I know we are coming to the top of the hour. So, how can people get in touch with you? And you're already part of our Legacy X family. So, if you don't mind, if you could share how can people, let's say, if they want to donate to Lakshya, where do they go to? How can they support Lakshya? And if you could share some information of how they can get in touch with you, that'll be great because we got 450 professionals across the nation and across the world. So I'm sure they will want to know more about Lakshya. So Satish, how can people get in touch with you? And if they want to support you or donate as well?
For that, I will share my details on the Legacy X group. I think that
Yeah.
will solve the purpose.
Yes. Absolutely. So, and because I'm sure you have touched all our listeners today, especially sharing your story, and we feel proud, right? I feel proud to call Seetesh Chanchal my brother, my friend, and especially we started our journey together at Soil Together. I still
Right.
remember the first day of Soil. The pairing was done between you and me, and we journeyed together. Even my happy times, when not so happy times as well, with me and Cheryl as well. So you are a dear friend of mine, and Cheryl is waiting to say hi to you. So and definitely look forward to even catching up soon as well when we come in and just to see that impact that you're making in this world. And I feel blessed to be called that I know Satish, and that God has connected us, but we still want to make that impact more. So how can Legacy X help Satish, and how can Satish maybe can be a faculty of Legacy X as well, because we have leadership programs, and how can we help your students as well? So there's a lot more conversations which we'll be having, Satish, but thank you so much for coming in and sharing your heart and your story with all of us. Thank you.
Thanks, Joby, and thank you to the entire Legacy X team, and thank you to you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Satish. And definitely we look forward to seeing all your details here. Thank you.
Yes, sure, sure. Thanks.